It's Mike. I'm back and I'm ready to do some Hare Krishna updates and Krishna watch and have a video watch party. Um, hey, we got Fake Human. Good to see you here. I'm doing a new hour, kind of doing an afternoon or evening. This is an evening show this is a late evening show for me because during the day wasn't able to do it. So I don't know. I might be doing this. This might be my new time slot. I'm not sure. We'll have to check it out. But let's get right to the opening. I got a brand new opening, so I'm really excited about that. Here we go with the new opening, so we can get right into this. Let's see.
Hello?
Hello.
All right. So yeah, that was the new opening, and I'm in there. That was pretty exciting to see myself in there. um, There's me getting angry, and my friend Radhakunda's in there, and all kinds of shit going on in there. So all right, so we're gonna get to some videos today. A lot of these were sent in by none other than Rafal, my producer, has been sending in videos, and I'm gonna get to a bunch of them right now. We're gonna get to a bunch of these videos right now. So let's see. The first one is this joker giving us, of course, they all have to give us their magical mystery story, their magical mystery tour, as if, like, that's important. Who cares? But to them, it's so important, right? And we had our story, like, like, you don't have your story until you get in there. You start hearing everybody else's story, and you're like, yeah, I got a story too. Uh, so here's this. And let me tell you, they're so proud of their pedophile cult. I got to get that in there. I got to remind everybody, this is a pedophile cult. We're talking about pedophilia in their books, Prabhupada teaching it. It's in their scriptures. It's in their conversations. Ramananda Roy, rubbing on little girls. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in there. And then their behavior with the Robin George case where they're hiding out this young girl, this underage girl. They're driving her all over the country, flying her to Canada, hiding her out because they all think they're going to get some of her. So I don't know what they're thinking. But they weren't doing it out of the goodness of their goddamn heart. Hiding out a 16-year-old girl in their pedophile cult. All the child molestation, all the abused women, all this crap. You can't. I would like them to try to convince anybody that they're not a pedophile cult. With all the evidence that we have, with Prabhupada explaining how to marry a 19-year-old boy to a 12-year-old girl, explaining how he had an 11-year-old wife when he was 22. All the children that were abused, all the little girls that were married off. Try to convince anybody you're not a pedophile cult. Try. That's not even an issue anymore. You got and then you got these gurus defending this pedophile cult, defending these child molesting gurus. They're not even trying to deny that they're child. They're just saying, hey, I got to forgive them. And they just throw their hands up and go, you know, what can I say? I'm going to forgive these guys. Because Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, I'm going to forgive them. You can't, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can say. They could convince anybody that has this kind of information that this is not a pedophile cult. I mean, explain how it's not. Explain how it's not. You got to explain how Prabhupada teaching these guys how to have child brides, that there's no 80-year-old man, 16-year-old girl, 12-year-old girl, 19-year-old boy. Well, he calls him a boy. It's a 19-year-old man. And a 12-year-old girl, 12-year-old girl. And they want to claim that Prabhupada is not teaching that that was a different age. That was a different time. Prabhupada was a different era. It was a different no, this is 1977. Hey, Rafal, we got a bunch of videos to look at. Man. Thanks for being here. And they want to come in and they want to, everything that they say is bullshit. Everything. They want to say that, that was a different age, probably that was a different time, that was a different age, that was different this, that was a different that. No. Prabhupada's explaining it in 1977 to his disciples how to conduct these Vedic marriage with 12-year-old girls. Don't give me this bullshit. Don't try to gaslight us like we don't know what we're reading, like we don't know what it says. Same thing with the women like to be raped. Try to gaslight us like we don't know, like we don't hear what Prabhupada's saying. Like we can't read what Prabhupada says. Like we don't hear what we hear. Prabhupada says women are less intelligent and they have small brains, and he says 38 ounce, 64 ounce, whatever the fuck he's stupid ass. We can read, we can hear, we got it on tape, we can hear what he says. And they want to gaslight the world and say, no, Prabhupada was this and Prabhupada was that. Fuck that. Don't listen to this shit. Hey, good morning. Having one egg, jelly on toast, green tea, and some good rice. Yeah, we all deserve good rice. That's the thing, is we deserve good rice. We shouldn't be denying ourselves good rice. We should not be denying ourselves good rice. Everyone deserves some good rice. I'm surprised that Chaitanya is coming in his most magnanimous incarnation of Krishna to just open the door to the storehouse of love of God. He didn't think that we deserved any good rice. He wants us to eat that shitty ass, cheap ass rice. I bet these gurus are eating good rice. I bet Jaya Pataka eats good rice. Fucking good rice, man. Eggs, toast, green tea, and some good rice, man. I have some good rice. I have some good rice. I got good rice here where I am, man. I like my good rice. Fuck. You're getting mad over some good rice, man. Isn't there something else to get pissed off at? You get some good rice. But anyway, look at this. Let's take a look at this. This guy who's in a pedophile cult, and he thinks his story on how he joined this pedophile cult is something that we all need to listen to. Like, we all need to listen to him tell us how he got into this pedophile cult. Look at the insanity of these people. And look at him all dressed up. Look at him sitting on his grace, Mukunda Datta Prabhu, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Running away to join the Hare Krishnas. And he's proud of that. He's proud of the fact that when he was dumb and running away from home, He joined the Hare Krishnas and he never went back. And he's proud of that shit. How fucking stupid can you be? Look at him sitting there with his stupid little turban on. He thinks he's, again, with the white man, I'm better. I'm better at being a Hindu than all the
in this birth. I can't say about, how far back you want to go, but in this birth, I was born in Los Angeles, Hollywood. And the temple came to Los Angeles when I was a young boy, very young. And it was just...
So did you catch that little, I was a young boy, very young. So he's got to so he said, I was born in Hollywood. I was born in Los Angeles. He's this white guy from California. He's this like surfer dude. But he wants to pretend like he's from India. He's got this Indian accent. He puts on this Indian accent. He's got to dress like an Indian. He's cosplaying. He's going to talk. It's like talk like an Indian day. And he's going to do the mannerisms with his hands. He's going to do the whole thing. This fucking cheating piece of shit. Pedophile.
A few blocks away from where I lived, my house. The temple came to Los Angeles when I was a young boy, very young. And it was just a few blocks away from where I lived.
Young boy, very young. Is fucking cosplaying piece of shit.
My house. And I was a little bit religious, raised in the RC. And I was into it. And... but the problem is that I found that it wasn't enough. Now,
yes, of course. This imaginary magical mystery adventure that he's on, where he was raised in whatever, but it wasn't. It's such bullshit. It's such bullshit. They have to make it seem like it's meaningful. No, you fucking got scammed into a pedophile cult, and you're still in it. You're still fucking in it, dude.
Only because the priests didn't have answers to certain questions, but because half of them were not following. That's another reason why we have to be very strict about what we're doing. People notice.
So he just said, we have to be strict. He said, listen to what he said. We have to be, the priests in the Catholic Church were not strict. That's why they couldn't answer my questions. That's why we need to be strict, not because it comes naturally with Hare Krishna, with chanting and being happy, and Vedic this and Varnada. It's not natural. It's not scientific. It's not natural. So he's saying we have to be strict. We have to force ourselves to be good, because we're putting on a show. We're putting on a show, he's saying. He looks like that genie in the Bugs Bunny cartoon. It's this fucking, it's a joke. It's a freaking joke, man. And and as much as I laugh and joke about it, and I'm pissed and all of this stuff, I was in it. I was in it. I didn't think I was some guru or something, but I dressed up, man. I was cosplaying. I'd go to India and it was hot, and I'd wet my thing and I'd wrap it on my head like that to keep my head cool, and I'd walk around and I looked like a fucking white fucking idiot, like this guy. That was me being a fucking dumbass. That was me. I got the fucking balls to sit here and say, that was me. I didn't sit there and I never lectured anybody, but I was cosplaying. And I was getting flowers off the altar, and I, hey, how you doing? 7249. Glad to see you. I don't know what that name is. Grez Gores Mick Chimes. Good luck with that one. But 7229. I was doing the same shit. Sri Mukunda. His grace. His grace. What the fuck has he ever been graceful about?
So Then I started looking at Eastern philosophies, Eastern religions, and particularly Hinduism. I was very drawn to Hinduism from the very start. And eventually I became a vegetarian, and I was practicing yoga, and I was reading many things, including Bhagavad Gita. I read many editions of Bhagavad Gita, but I didn't understand them because they were bogus, frankly.
Yes, see, he was able to tell. I don't even believe this bullshit. I don't believe the bullshit. I've read many versions of the Bhagavad Gita, but they weren't bona fide. Bullshit. I don't believe you. I don't believe this bullshit. Grez Gores is my surprise. We were in Fiscon together, known each other for over 30 years. Hey, well, I'm glad I think, that's great, man. I'm glad I'm bringing you guys together. I'm glad I'm able to bring you guys together, man. Look at this guy. It's such a fucking joke.
But when I read Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita as it is, everything was clear. Every question answered in the first sitting, practically speaking.
So full of shit.
So I was extremely attracted by that. And then I came to visit the temple because we used to see them all the time as kids. These Hare Krishna people, we knew they were there. We didn't know what it was, but we knew this is.
So he's in LA like me, and he's had a similar experience that I did. He grew up near the temple. I grew up I grew up like smack dab halfway between the old temple and the new temple. The old temple on La Cienega Boulevard and the new temple on Watseka Avenue. I lived right between the two. I lived right on Venice Boulevard. I was right there. About a mile from each one, from the old temple and the new temple. And it sounds like I could have went to high school with this guy. And he's a couple years older than me. He's only a couple years older than me, I guess. He's not that old, and he was initiated by Prabhupada. I used to see him running around too. He used to see him running around. When I was in it and cosplaying like him, I had a magical mystery story too. It's the same one he's got. Then when I left, I realized there's no fucking magical mystery.
Some religious Hindu thing. So I went there, and when I came to the temple, I saw that the things that I had been reading about, there's a whole society of people who are actually doing it. And I thought, well, my God, this is refreshing. So gradually I became a little bit, I started to practice, I started to chant. I was chanting 16 rounds following the principles.
He got brainwashed. He got brainwashed just like everybody else does. His story is no different than my story, your story, Rafal, Monkey Boy, whoever. 7249. Prabhupada has a deep philosophy for the simple-minded. I guess we were all simple-minded at the time. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if it's. I really don't know. I just came to see what it's all about. Rafal invited me. Yeah. Hey, I'm glad you're here. 7249. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I really appreciate it, man. Your name is Greg. Okay, we'll call you Greg. All right, Greg. I'm so glad you joined in. So yeah, let's get back to this guy a little bit more.
Already a vegetarian. I learned how to cook some things. I bought that Hare Krishna cookbook. It was old, basic stuff. So, all right. So then I'm continuing like this because I was very young, and I was even in high school. One day I went to a private school north of Los Angeles, so I was living away from home all.
So you see how he's got to try and get that charisma by proxy. The fact that he is a Prabhupada disciple and that he can talk like an Indian and do the whole, he can wag his head and do the whole thing. And I was very young, very young. It's the same thing that Radhanath Swami does. They all do the same bullshit.
Already at that age, even. And one day I got a phone call from one of the devotees that used to talk to me when I would visit the temple, Shubhananda Prabhu. And I don't know how he got my number because I didn't have a phone. It was the school phone.
Oh.
I don't know how I even knew what.
So naturally, it was Krishna arranged it that somehow he had this friggin'. Somehow the Krishna arranged that he got his phone number. They didn't have cell phones back then. Like it was like it's so hard to open up a goddamn phone book and look up Hare Krishna Temple, or look up this guy's name. These guys, it's such bullshit.
School I went to, but somehow or other, Paramatma is there.
Paramatma, somehow
You cannot
or other,
keep a preacher down. He was determined to make me Krishna conscious. That was his compassion. Somehow or other, he called me up and he said, listen, Prabhupada is coming to Los Angeles in a few weeks. You don't want to miss this, because tulayama lavenapi ityadi, 1/11th a second of association with a pure devotee can give you all perfection. We all know these quotes, I hope. And so I was impressed by that. Somehow or other, I took some great pains to actually come to.
He was brainwashed. He believed this shit. He was brainwashed. What does this say? Mukunda Datta Das, Mr. Funky Turban, was recently thrown away from his job as head pujari in Vrindavan Krishna Balaram Mandir. Wonder what happened. Wow, that's interesting. Why turban at all? It wasn't there when I was in ISKCON. Yeah, I don't know what's up with the turbans. Turbans weren't a thing when I was. I think there was. Actually, Krishna, what was his name? Krishna Kumar Swami, Madhava, whatever his name is, Bhakti Madhava, whatever. Krishna Kumar Swami, that's what his name was when I was. He would wear a turban every now and then, and it was kind of wacky that he was doing that. But that was 30 something years ago.
That because the date was not matching with the finish of my school year, so I cheated everyone. I called my parents and said that, they're ending early this year, so just you can come and pick me up on such and such a date, a weekend. And it's like I just moved my stuff out and got in the car and left. And nobody said a thing.
So he lied to his parents about school so he could go see Prabhupada at the Hare Krishna Temple in L.A. And then he went, and he never left. He never left. He stayed forever since he was in high school. Since he was in high school. So he got initiated in. Listen to see what.
It's like when Vasudev broke out of the. He didn't break out of the Kamsa's prison. The doors just opened.
Oh, he's going to compare it to when the prison doors open and Vasudev just walked out and all. It's such. I can't even believe he's going
automatically, and he walked out. Everybody's asleep.
Oh, what's
the temple? My parents were a little bit nervous because I was spending a lot of time at the temple. And nobody in America in 1976 or 75 had any idea what is this ISKCON Hare Krishna. They didn't know. They thought it's some kind of tantric cult that we're sacrificing animals or something. They don't know what we're doing.
Yeah, so this guy's like, if he was in high school in 1976, he's like 3 years older than me. He's like maybe 4 years, maybe less, like 2 to 4 years older than me. I graduated in 79. So if he graduated in 76 or he was in high school in 76, he's 3 years older than me. And he joined when he was in high school and he's never left. He's been in it for 50 friggin' years. The guy's 68 years old, 68, 69 years old. He's been in it since he was 18. 18.
So, they were a little nervous, but
Yeah, your
In
parents were
June of
nervous.
1976, Srila Prabhupada came and stayed about a week there. In those days, everywhere he went, he would stay about 1 week. And as many days as I could get away with, I went to the temple when Prabhupada was there. First time, and I was already, as I said, I was chanting, I was reading Prabhupada.
Enough of how you got into the pedophile cult. Let's look at let's listen to somebody else. This is a joke. So this guy's a His Grace Makunda Dutt Prabhu, AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. They want to make sure they put that AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada there, so he's the real deal, man. This is so stupid. This is the stupidest friggin' thing. This is so stupid. Hugh Turvey, Bhakti Vikas, Ghost Ananda Swami nowadays, mostly in turban as well. Vivekananda. Prabhupada wouldn't want that. Prabhupada would say, "What are you doing?" Prabhupada would say, "What are you doing?" Prabhupada wasn't like, you know how Prabhupada was, how he treated those two guys that came into his room? He said, "You guys got hair." He didn't like that they had like a little bit of hair. It was like, what? And then they want to act like Prabhupada was like this really, almost like this hippie guy. Prabhupada was not. They want to act like if you talk to Harvard dumbass Goswami, he says that Prabhupada said that you could wear whatever you wanted and you could dress however you wanted and you could do whatever. Prabhupada never did that. He knows good and well what Prabhupada wanted. Ain't nobody ever went up in front of Prabhupada in an initiation and they weren't wearing friggin' dhoti, kurta and dhoti and tea like that. He's full of shit. Everybody knew what Prabhupada wanted, what Prabhupada expected. There's no pictures of anybody getting initiated, getting their beads from Prabhupada in overalls or in a friggin' tuxedo or something. They're out of their minds. Harry Potter, I'm not sure, Harry Potter Pod. I know, Makunda. This guy, these guys, and again, it's the white guy. I know more about Hinduism than you do. I know more. I read Bhagavad Gita. I read 3 different versions of the Bhagavad Gita, and I know so much about it. I'm friggin' His Grace Makunda Dutt. Because some failed chemist, this failed chemist, piece of shit pedophile, gave me a name and suckered me into this shit, and I've never left. And now I can teach. Now I'm a better Hindu than all you guys, than all you Indian. Nobody deserves to sit on this chair more than this white guy here. That's such bullshit. They're so arrogant and they're so full of shit. So full of shit. Rohini Kumar Swami. Yeah, Rohini Kumar Swami. He's Bhakti Madhava, Bhakti Vaidurya Madhava, whatever. Basically, he has no education. What has he ever done? What the fuck's he ever done? He joined the temple when he was 18, got brainwashed into this bullshit, and he's been living in a fucking pedophile cult for the last 50 fucking years. And he wants to sit there and act like he's like he's got something to teach somebody. The delusions of these people. The delusions of these people. I'm so glad I never fell into that. I got to give a lecture. I want to give a lecture and I want someone to put flowers around my neck. And I used to sit there and go, wow, man. He's so smart. He's so, look at, whoever was giving the lecture. And then I realized that they let anybody lecture. I mean, they don't give a fuck who's lecturing. It's so stupid. And then you realize that it's a bunch of fucking pedophilia and pedophiles and pedophile protectors, and Prabhupada was a fucking pedophile. It drives me fucking crazy, and they want to sit there like they're fucking, Like they're the fucking Dalai Lama. No, you're in a goddamn pedophile cult. Come out and say that Prabhupada was wrong and that marrying 12-year-old girls is wrong. Come out and say that shit is wrong. They won't do it. These jokers want a preserved written historical legacy, just like yeah. They think that they think they're gonna get like some samadhi, some friggin' 800 years from now. Someone's gonna have their face carved in some temple, or someone's gonna be worshiping their samadhi, Radhanath Swami, like Tamal Krishna. Like, who the fuck cares about Tamal Krishna? He's dead and gone, and no one gives a shit. It's like what was that guy's name? Gaur Govinda. Gaur Govinda, he was supposed to be the next pure. He had a heart attack and now who cares? He's gone. These guys are nothing. They think they're somebody, like this guy. He thinks he's somebody, this guy. His Grace Sankirtan, what the fuck's he ever done that he wants me to call him His Grace? The fuck's he ever done? I am serious. I am as serious as a goddamn heart attack. What has he ever done? The fuck has this guy ever done? The nerve of him to say that he's had some kind of holy grace or some kind of holiness to him. The narcissism. Wasn't Tamal smashed in a car wreck? Yeah, he was smashed in a car wreck. He was smashed in a car wreck, and that's sad. Nobody should be smashed in a car wreck. But he wasn't no pure devotee. He was no nothing. He was just some guy. He's just some guy that died in a car accident. And here it is, 25 years later, or 20 years later, or however many years later, and nobody remembers him other than he was just some friggin' scammer guru. There ain't no temple to him, ain't no memorial to him, there ain't no samadhi. Nobody goes to his samadhi if he has one. And as time goes on, even less people are going to remember him. There's less people and less people. When Tamal was here, he thought he was just so important and he was saving the world. He was the Jagat Guru. He was the friggin' Guru Dave. Everybody was jumping up and down and singing his, throwing flowers and swaha this, swaha that. Now what? Now what?
It's very unknown country for those who are from India. It's in the middle of Europe, and I joined this glorious movement of ISKCON, International Society for Krishna Consciousness, in the year of 1999, when I was 17. So I was a normal boy from the middle class family. And my grandparents were Christians. My parents were basically atheists.
So it just shows you how anybody can get involved in this shit, especially these young kids, right? The other guy was 18, and he'd been in it forever. This guy was 17 when he joined. These guys go to these city colleges and these schools, and they get these kids, and they brainwash them, and they ruin their friggin' lives, and then they become a soldier in a goddamn pedophile cult. This guy's got orange on like he's so renounced, and he's like, I'm not into women. You know, you're just like all the other ones. After a couple of years, you're going to say, I want a wife, and then you're going to put on the white thing, and then you're going to be like, and then you're going to, you ain't no fucking monk. You ain't no fucking anything, and you ain't no fucking His Grace. Because if you had any grace, any sense at all, you'd leave this goddamn cult. You would understand you're in a fucking pedophile cult. And if your Vedic system or your Vedic culture includes child marriage, you got to throw that shit away. I'm sorry. It ain't real anyway. It just ain't fucking real. It is fucking, it is sad. It is sad. 17 years old. I remember the birthmark on his head. Does that count? Yeah, he ended up with 2 birthmarks. He ended up with a birthmark on his head and a death mark on his head. And he has got his head smashed in with a friggin' tree. Oh, and Prabhupada said, "Oh, what this guru, he's pure devotee guru, and he dies in a car accident." That was Prabhupada making a joke about Mir Baba, or one of these gurus that died in a car accident. Oh, just see, he thinks he's guru, and he dies in a car accident. And then Tamal dies in a car accident. So what did Prabhupada think of that? What did Prabhupada think of that? He said that's bad karma. Prabhupada said that was bad karma to die in a car accident. That's not how a pure devotee is supposed to leave the world. So even his own guru said that Tamal Krishna was a piece of shit. All these guys. 2002, yeah, he was on the way from Mayapur to Calcutta airport in a car, and the taxi driver, he was in a car with, and 2 other people, I think one other girl or something died, from Kailasmara Das and his wife, both from New Zealand, and she died too. Yeah, it was really sad. I mean, I'm not making fun of anybody tragically dying in a car accident. I mean, these things happen. They happen to anybody. It was really sad. I remember when it happened. And supposedly Tamal's last words were, "What are you doing, you fool?" And that was it. I don't know. That's what I heard. But and I'm not trying to make fun of him or anything, but that's just what happens. I mean, you think where was Krishna protecting him? Where was Lord Nrsimhadev? Where was And I ain't trying to make fun of nothing, but I mean, you are ruining people's lives, man. If you believe in karma, well, then that was his karma for all the lives that he destroyed, all the lives that he ruined. Yikes is right. Yikes is right, man. And this guy, man, it's just so depressing. 17 years old. But for Prabhupada, we can say that was 19th century, and culture around was that men were told to marry young girls by their parents. And Prabhupada brought that into this era. Prabhupada is teaching this to these guys. I've gone over that many times. So it was culture at that time. It was culture at that time, but Prabhupada is teaching it in our time. Prabhupada wanted that in our time. This is not something that Prabhupada that happened 100 years ago. This is something that Prabhupada was teaching these guys to have their 12-year-old wives. Prabhupada wanted these guys to have 12-year-old wives. He didn't want unmarried 12-year-old girls in his movement. He wanted women married, and he wanted them married young. Fuck him. This wasn't, and I'm not yelling at you, Greg. I'm yelling at Prabhupada. This wasn't something that Prabhupada experienced when he was young, that he was a product of his time. This is something that Prabhupada teaches is Vedic. This is Vedic culture. This is the Vedic system. And Prabhupada is teaching this to his disciples, that they can have 12-year-old wives if they want. They can have more than 12-year. They can have more than one if they have to. This is not about the culture of the time. Prabhupada said that this is Vedic culture. This is eternal. This is culture for all times. This is culture for all time. This is Vedic culture. He wanted this now, and he was teaching it. He was teaching it. Prabhupada was teaching this shit. Right here. In this conversation, Prabhupada is explaining how they can do it. Here's Radha Ballava saying, I don't think anyone has ever done this before in our movement, the Vedic system. So I had a few questions about it. First of all, I told them that they shouldn't associate until the actual time they get married. That's true, isn't it? Prabhupada, no, marriage, they do not speak. That is the disease in your country. There is no objection. 19 years old boy and 12 years girl. It is a very good combination. Prabhupada is explaining how they can do this now. He's saying this is allowed in the Vedic system. Man can have more than one wife, but woman cannot marry more than one husband. This is not something that was happening 100 years ago, and this is bullshit. This is what Prabhupada wanted in his movement. That's why I'm saying this is a pedophile cult. Prabhupada wanted a pedophile cult. He created a pedophile cult. He said, I want child marriage in it. He taught them how to marry their wives. He told them what to do. He told them that 12 years old and 19 is a good combination. He said it in 1977 to his disciples. He practiced all that chanting the holy name for his last breath on deathbed, but ends up cursing a fool driver. Yeah, it's a good point. It's a good point. He was practicing all that chanting, and then the last thing he said is, you fool. I guess he failed that one. I guess he failed that one for the next 10,000 years. Yeah, and look at that good rice, man. That good rice. Madhavi Devi and the Kiwi, I mean. The old man and the young Kiwi. So yeah, so you need to know 7249 that this what they're telling you about Prabhupada, what they're telling you about Prabhupada is bullshit. I know, man. This is Mike. Mike is teaching the class here. Mike knows what he's talking about. Mike knows what he's talking about. Mike knows exactly that was what he was teaching. This is not something that was happened 100 years ago, and no, fuck that. I know the truth. I know the truth. It's right there in their own books. It's in their own goddamn books. And this guy's too dumb to see it. I was too dumb to see it. As soon as I saw it, I said, what the fuck is this? It took me 20 years to figure it out, but I figured it out. And I'm here because I don't want people to waste 20 years. Like this guy. It's already his grace. Fucking idiot.
With some Christian sentiments. And I grew up without belief in God. I didn't believe in God so much, but I have some sentimental, how to say, yeah, some attraction to God came time to time from my heart. So when I was about 10, 11 years old, I started to pray some Christian prayer because I had such feeling that I need to pray to God. But I was not raised as a Christian as such. So
he's actually making up his magical mystery story right now. In his mind, he's saying, let's see, I prayed when I was 10, and, I did this and I did that.
When I was about 16 years old, with my friends, I became interested in some topics which could help us to have better memory and to develop our intelligence because we wanted to be good students. So we were searching town library. At that time, there was no internet available.
So somehow this magical mystery story, he's going to end up with a book. I just know. I just know he's going to end up with one of those. he runs into somebody pushing a shopping cart around Costco or around Aldi or whatever whatever store they have in the Czech Republic, and he was like in the town square, whatever, doing some shopping, and one of these freaks came up to him and suckered him right in.
for us, and no smartphone, nothing. So we were going to library to borrow books and reading different books, and we started to read something about how brain works. And we started to do some exercises to increase our memory. And gradually, we came to meditation and yoga because it became connected to this. And at that time, I remember mentioning to my friend, we were two of us on this journey, and I was mentioning to him, "Oh, this yoga, this is some stupid fellows, do this yoga and meditation. I'm not going to go into that, but if there is something which I can use for this purpose, then I will use it." And so we started to read gradually different spiritual books from different places.
This is how people fall into this cult. They have an open mind. They don't know that Hare Krishna is a cult. They don't know that Prabhupada's a cult leader. They don't know that this is a pedophile cult. They don't know any of this. And they're looking around for yoga or meditation, and they happen across a Hare Krishna or a Hare Krishna book. And because they have an open mind and they don't know any better, they just start reading it like we did, like I did, like everybody does. And not everybody gets sucked into it, just like not everybody gets abused. Not everybody that gets a book, it's not like they're handing you like some voodoo doll and you get like sucked into it like Harry Potter or Alice in Wonderland. No. But every so many people that get that book are going to get sucked into it. Just like it's a numbers game. That's why they want to spread out as many books as they can. It's like spreading fishing, like Jesus fishing. We're fishing for people. We're casting a net. Let's see who gets caught up in it. And that's what these fucking pedophiles are doing. He's telling you exactly how he got sucked into this cult. He just doesn't know it was a cult. But he's telling all of you out there, this is how it happens. He's just going to the library looking for this book, reading about meditation, looking at yoga, maybe looking at some mantras. Maybe he gets a book about the Vedas, maybe. Maybe he gets a book, he's looking it up, reading about who knows what. But I know what he did do. He got mixed up with these fucking Hare Krishnas is what he did.
And different traditions.
Now look at
him. Gradually we became more interested into finding some
now look at him.
Final goal of life, the meaning of life, the purpose of life. Then just
now he's cosplaying as a Hindu Bengali monk sannyasi that he's not. He's some guy from the Czech Republic, from Prague or from wherever, pretending to be a Hindu, thinks he's a Hindu, thinks he's His Grace Sankirtan Das, because some failed chemist, megalomaniac, pedophile, wrote a bunch of books and convinced a bunch of hippies. I don't have to go over the whole history of this cult, but all of that shit leads to this guy ruining his goddamn life. Cosplaying as a friggin' Bengali from the 15th century, thinking he's a holy man. He thinks he's a holy man. What has he ever fucking done? Forget about this interview. It looks like Bengali culture was infiltrated by Muslim culture. Yeah, that's and that's why there are other bullshit. Is it's not a 5,000-year-old tradition. People think that this is a 5,000-year-old tradition and blah, 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 blah. It's not. It's not at all. This shit is made up by Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Chaitanya and the Goswamis and Bhaktivinoda Thakur and Bhakti Siddhanta and Prabhupada. There ain't no chanting no 64 rounds. And Bhakti Siddhanta made that up. And Prabhupada said, 64 is too much for these hippies. Let's make it 16. It's just a made up number. It's a made up fucking number. All these stories of divine interventions, dreams, miracles, verbal diarrhea, it's full on. And it's like, you hear everybody else just telling the story and you go, well, how did I? Well, I got my book, and you know what? I was walking home. When I was walking home, I saw this sign, and it said Krishna on it. And I was like, whoa. And then I took 2 more steps, and when I turned around, this guy had a T-shirt on, and it was Lord Shiva on a T-shirt. And I was like, whoa, it's Lord Shiva on a T-shirt. And then when I walked into the bookstore, they had a big poster of Ganesh on the wall. And well, then I just knew that Prabhupada was my guru. It was fucking such bullshit. It was bullshit. And these people eat it up. They eat it the fuck up. Because I'm gonna tell you, because when you first join, or when you first started hanging out, and you hear the stories about, Prabhupada came to New York and he was alone, and then, these Satsarup and Gargamuni and Brahmananda and Kirtanananda, and they were chanting, and it was, and you see those old films, and all these hippies, and it's a pretty romanticized image, that they're portraying, and it's like, wow, those guys were so lucky. They were with Prabhupada in the beginning, and they didn't even know who Prabhupada was, and they didn't even know what a sampradaya, and they weren't wearing dhotis, and then, they're so lucky, and all this stuff, and it's very romanticized. Like these guys were like so, the brush with greatness, like they were, they were there with Picasso, or they were there with Edgar Allan Poe when he was writing his thing, or they were there with Leonardo. I was in the room when Leonardo was painting the Mona Lisa, or it's like that charisma by proxy. They were there with Prabhupada, and so they were so special, but nobody else has that. Nobody else has that, so they're gonna make it up. They're gonna make it up. Well, I got, I was doing this, and somebody gave me that, and I got this book, and then I opened it up, and then, the rabbit jumped out, and then I hopped, and I was like, that's a hare. And it was this crazy bullshit. I know. Oh my God. Okay, I'm done with this guy. But that just shows you how it can happen. Just people in libraries, and that's why these guys, they go and they take kids from a high school class. Somebody who's into the Hare Krishna is like a high school teacher, and they get their class to go to the temple and write a report on what's happening at the Hare Krishna temple about Hindu or whatever. And then one guy in the class is like, wow, I want to go back. I liked it. I liked the flowers. I liked the symbols and the bells and the whatever. And the next thing you know, that guy shaved up and joined it like that, like the friggin', like these freaks. It's like these, and it's sad. It's sad. And look at these. This is another one. This is from Raphael. This is from Raphael. All of these videos, most of these videos are from Raphael, so I got to give him credit. So here's, they tore down the Vrindavan, the school. I guess they tore down the school where all those kids were abused, which is good. But now they're going to build some other scam. They got some other scam going on where they're going to build something. And here, and when I saw this, I said, oh my goodness. I'm like, okay, look at these guys, look at these guys, look at their, the bricks, laying of the bricks, and they're doing all this, ceremonial stuff. Okay, that's what they do. I don't have a problem with that. Whatever. Oh, wait, what? Oh, there he is. 22 years old, had an 11-year-old wife. That man there. Okay, let's see. Krishna Balaram Cultural Center. Oh, it's the Krishna Balaram Cultural Center.
Hare Krishna. We're developing Krishna Balaram Cultural Center.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
We have Tata steel, the best steel. Also earthquake quality.
Yeah, they want to make sure they say it's earthquake quality because that last project in South Africa just collapsed, killing 5 people. So, these people's lives are in, I feel sorry for these people that are working on this thing. But again, that's not even,
Very strong, resilient. And Ultratech, the best cement company.
So this guy here, this is Panchagoda. He's the president, or at least he was the president. I think he's still the temple president in Vrindavan. He's like the head guy in Vrindavan. And I met this guy when I swear, the more I watch these videos, the more I do this, I realize that I really am. I'm like Forrest Gump, man. I ended up, I had dinner with that guy because he's the temple president. And like I said, when we went to Vrindavan, I was with 2 Prabhupada disciples, Bir Lakshman and Radha Kunda Das. And when they found out that they were Prabhupada disciples, they rolled out the red carpet for all 3 of us. I was like, hey, I'm not a Prabhupada disciple. I'm just with these jokers. And they were like, it doesn't matter, and Panchagoda, after they gave us the tour and prasadam at the temple and took us to Prabhupada's room and all of this stuff, and then asking us for money. After they did all that stuff, then he said, you guys got to come and have dinner with me at my house. So I actually went with this and had dinner with this guy at his house. And he was, he was a pretty, I'm just going to say, at the time when I was in it, he was a pretty nice guy. We were
looking for longevity.
We had like a feast. We had like this really good meal at his house. And that was it. And that was the last time I saw.
For preaching Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. This opportunity is for everyone to come and see this development.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
So that's their latest scam.
So
that's
we're here on the ground
build.
level. There's 2 levels below. Now we're preparing for our 1st and 2nd floor. This will have over 110 guest rooms. We're gonna have a Balaram Hall, Krishna Hall, bakery, gift shop, offices.
It's gonna be a full-on place where they can just rip people off and just take their money. It's gonna be a whole resort. Looks like it's gonna be a whole, like a resort place, like a Vegas style Caesar's Palace with rooms and restaurants and everything you need right there. You don't need to leave. You won't need to leave. You can just stay right there, spend all your money right there. You come to Vrindavan, you can go to the cultural center, you can get a room there, and then you can go to the temple, Krishna Balaram Temple, you can go to the MVT, and you can just spend all your money right there in one spot. It is a one-stop shop. When did I leave the movement? I left the movement in 2012 is that's when I left, 2012. So that's Panchagoda grifting for the new scam that they got going in Vrindavan. Let's see what else we got here. Okay, here we go. So I even got this queued up to the right spot. This pedophile. Yeah, here we actually have an honest to God, one of the actual pedophiles, the man who has been filmed. He's been filmed molesting little boys. I mean, molesting little girls, rubbing his hands all over these little girls while parents are watching and people are watching. He doesn't care. He's like Ramananda Roy. He can just go and just fondle strange little girls that are not even related to him, and just violate them. Just violate them. And he's gonna just sit here and lecture people. This vile, disgusting piece of shit pedophile is going to sit there and act like he's I'm the white Hindu. I know Hinduism better than anybody. I can teach you all. I can teach all you Hindus better about Hinduism better than anybody because I'm white and I'm a white Hindu. And my guru told me he gave me this name and he told me that I'm a good boy and I can do this.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Namachintamani Krishnas, Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha. There's no difference between the name of Krishna and Krishna. So Krishna's name is an incarnation. We know the Das avatars. Everybody knows the Das avatars. Krishna comes as a tortoise. He comes as a boar. He comes half man, half lion, dwarf. He also comes in the form of sound. We can visualize the tortoise. We can visualize Kurma. We can visualize Narasingha. So another incarnation. He comes in sound. Hare Krishna, he's present there.
Okay, I just want to stop for a second because he actually thinks that Krishna comes as a turtle and he comes as a fish. Okay, I just wanted to point that out.
I said one time, when you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna is dancing on the tip of your tongue. Directly there. I was doing a Sunday feast in Boston. And I gave this analogy just to impress upon the audience, the value of chanting Hare Krishna. You want God's association? He's very far away, but he's very near as well. My guru said, when you chant this mantra, God is dancing on the tip of your tongue. So one boy stood up and he left, and there was a restroom, men and women. I could see he went into the men's room. Okay, he's just answering the call of nature or something. And then he came back about the time I was finishing the lecture. And I'd given this analogy, Krishna's dancing on the tip of your tongue. So then I asked for questions, and he raised his hand. He said, Swamiji, you say that when we're chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna's dancing on the tip of our tongue. So I went to the bathroom, I looked in the mirror, and I stuck my tongue out. I said, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I didn't see God chanting on the tip of my tongue. I said, you have to have the eyes to see. You have to have some spiritual vision.
So he says you have to have the eyes to see. So probably that young boy didn't have the intelligence to say, well, Guru Maharaj, do you see Krishna on your tongue? Do you have the spiritual vision to do that? Can you see him?
Eyes have to get purified, then you can see Krishna. It's a little poetic, but to help us understand. Very intimate, addressing the Lord. Whenever Prabhupada was asked, what is the meaning of this mantra? These three words, what is?
So he doesn't explain and he doesn't say. He doesn't say what, he just says, Krishna is dancing on your tongue or Krishna dances on your tongue when you chant Hare Krishna mantra. And like Prabhupada, when they challenged him and said, how does King Ugrasena have 4 billion servants? And Prabhupada said, I'm not explaining that to you. You either accept it and believe it, or there's the door. So it's the same thing. The boy said, how is Krishna, this young boy had the same intelligence that those two devotees had. He's like, how is that possible? How come I can't see it? You can say anything. You can say anything, and you want me to believe it. You know, and you want to use words like scientific and logical. Oh, it's Krishna consciousness is logical. It's logical because whatever their foolishness says, they call it logic. Therefore, similarly, when it's not similar or therefore. He says the body's changing. So therefore, the conclusion is, at the end of this life, you will change into it. That's not a therefore. One thing has nothing to do with the other. You can, in your mind, you can make that assumption, and you can make that connection, and you can make that correlation, but that's in your mind. That's not in reality. It's only because your book is telling you that. It's not logical. It's not rational. It's not realistic. And if you want to believe it, if it makes you happy, if it's culturally, that's what you want, that's fine. I'm not saying you shouldn't. If you want to believe that when you die, that you go to heaven and you meet up with your family, your loved ones, your ancestors, whatever, that's fine. That's a nice story. It's a nice thing. We would all like that. I mean, I would like that. I don't think it's going to happen. Unfortunately, I just don't think it's going to happen. But I can't use logic, and you can't use logic for that. But he wants to sit there and make fun of this young boy, and basically he's making fun of all of us for using logic. He's making fun of all of us because we're all that young boy. We're all saying, where is Krishna? How is he? How did King Ugrasena have 4 billion servants? How is Krishna dancing on my tongue? And if you want to make a statement like that, and you want me to understand it and explain it to me, you got to do better than that. Because I can poetically say anything. I can say God is a bowl of cherries, or a bowl of strawberries, or a big ice cream cone. Or I can make up any kind of, and people do that all the time. The universe this, the universe that. People make up stuff all the time. Hey, 7249, take care. See you around. Sorry about that. I was ranting. I was ranting on this pedophile here. Thank you for sharing your insight. You are so direct, and I appreciate it. All of your former disciples of Prabhupada, all of you former disciples of Prabhupada should come together and make statement on Prabhupada and his fanatic teachings. I agree with you. Absolutely, I agree with you. I say it all the time. They should. Strawberry ice cream, cherries. I know.
What does it mean? Prabhupada's general reply was, the Hare Krishna mantra means, my dear Lord, my dear energy of the Lord, Ladini Shakti, my dear Radharani, please engage me in your service. Okay, that's another thing. Prabhupada just made that up. That's not what it means. That's not what it means. In fact, if you use Prabhupada's books and you look up the words and look up his definitions of the words Hare, Krishna, and Rama, he doesn't translate them like that, but he translates the Maha Mantra like that. He's just making shit up. And if you read his books and if you pay attention to his I noticed that right off the bat, and I think everybody does. I noticed it right off the bat that his translations, his synonyms, his word-for-word translations are not always, they're not consistent, and they make no sense. Sometimes. They can be inconsistent and contradictory and make no sense. And yet, that's why I say he's no scholar, you can't take this crap
read Baruch Spinoza's philosophy if you want logical intelligence on existence. Yeah, I know. He's got. I mean, there's a lot of great philosophers. He's a great one. I mean, there's a lot of great philosophers though. But you're right, and that's why I say this is not philosophy. This is superstition. This is just superstition. This is just superstition. This is not. There's no philosophy about Mahavishnu floating on a casual ocean. Universe is coming out of his pores in some mystic slumber, while Lakshmi's massaging his feet and Balaram is curled up and over. That's not philosophy. Even the idea that he's in the heart and he's Mahavishnu. There's the three Vishnus. He's Mahavishnu, Kasira Vishnu, and Garbhadakshay Vishnu, and that's not philosophy. That's just superstitious mythology. It doesn't explain anything. It doesn't give any insights to existence or anything. Yes, it's delusion on it's delusion on steroids. It's delusion on steroids. Shiva dancing, Nataraj dancing, and Kali killing everything, and stepping on Shiva, and all of that stuff. That's not philosophy. This is a bunch of stories and a bunch of stuff. And this guy's just, he can't explain anything. He can't explain.
We've been bereft of that service for billions of lifetimes.
And if he's going to say, well, you have to have spiritual vision to see Krishna dancing on your tongue, I would say, well, do you have spiritual vision? Can you see Krishna dancing on the tongue? Because if you can't see Krishna dancing on your tongue, and you don't have the spiritual vision to see Krishna dancing on your tongue, then why should I be sitting here listening to you? You're going to tell me about all the stuff that I can do and Krishna can do that, and you've got no evidence and you have no experience. All you're doing is just repeating stuff out of a book while you want me to wash your feet and give you flowers and call you Guru Dave. If you want me to wash your feet and give me and call you Guru Dev and do all that bullshit, you better fucking be seeing Krishna dance on your goddamn tongue. Don't give me this bullshit. This is the bullshit. This is the bullshit of these people. You're going to sit there and tell this boy, oh, well, you don't have spiritual vision. You can't see Krishna dancing on your tongue because you don't have spiritual vision. You have to have love of God in your eyes, salve of love of God in your eyes, washed, and all this stuff. Well, do you? Because if you don't, and you can't, why the fuck am I listening to you? You gonna sit there and tell me that you see Krishna dancing on your tongue? Fuck you. Fucking piece of shit. Scamming people. I ain't giving nobody no money unless Krishna's dancing on their goddamn tongue and you can prove it to me. If you can do that, fuck, I'll donate everything to you. I'll give you my Social Security check. I'll donate every fucking thing I got. But you can't do that shit. You can't even say that a child molester is a piece of shit. You want to say that your fucking child molesting guru buddies are fucking guru. Fuck you. Krishna dancing on your tongue. Again, shut the fuck up. You're making fun of everybody. Because none of us can see Krishna dancing on our tongue. And all of us want to know what the fuck you're talking about, Krishna dancing on their tongue. Fucking stupid ass shit. And you're chanting, you got the stick and the beads and all the crap and all the little girls around you. You tell me you're seeing Krishna dance on your tongue. You fucking lying piece of shit. These people, man. Oh. Meanwhile, he's got it rubbing his hands all over little kids, little girls. You watch that video of him with those little girls and tell me that it doesn't make you sick. Those little girls want to get the fuck away from him. And that's not their grandfather. That's not their uncle. It's not their drunk uncle. A fucking strange old man. And these little girls want to get the fuck away from him. And he's rubbing all over. His hands all over him. And the grown adults are sitting there letting him do it. They're letting him do it. Like he's somebody who should be doing that. The fuck? Worshipping a little round black, worshiping fossils. Worshipping fossils as an as a juggernaut thing. It is so crazy. I remember you showed it on these little Sheilas, these little Govardhan Sheilas, and what are those other little little spiral? They're fossils, and he's worshiping. He's got a bunch of these little fossils. So fucking stupid. You know what I'm talking about, Foul. You know what I'm talking about. I can't think of what they're called. They're the little Sheilas. They're not Govardhan. We had Govardhan is like a piece of Govardhan Hill, but those little black fossil. Oh, they come from some river somewhere. This guy. Let's look at another one of these. Another fucking freak. Another fucking freak.
Это не наша способность.
We cannot do it by having the pride in our own intellect, in our own capacity.
То есть невозможно достичь транса. Какие бы мы умные, разумные ни были, сколько бы мы всего не знали, это не наш удел просто самим погрузиться в махасамадхи.
It does not matter saying I have a big capacity or I have a small capacity. Both are pride.
Pride. He's talking about pride. Here you got it sounds like he's Russian or Ukrainian or something, and he thinks he's a Hindu. Another one of these white. I'm a better Hindu. I can teach Hinduism and Krishna consciousness or whatever the fuck you want to call it. I can teach it to you better than any Indian or Hindu can, because I'm Sri Prem Prayojan or whatever the fuck he thinks he is, because some Narayan Maharaj gave him a name, and now he thinks he's so smart. He thinks he can do this. He's gonna cosplay. He thinks he's some kind of Chaitanya Academy, the Chaitanya Academy. The delusion, the mental incorporated retards are us.
Неважно, если кто-то говорит, ой, у меня нет талантов, или кто-то говорит, у
Look
меня
at
есть
him.
таланты. И то, и другое – это ложное эго.
Because they are the bodily identification.
Это все равно мирская обусловленность, потому что мы все равно ссылаемся на свои какие-то материальные ярлыки.
Every time I see these guys with their I guess he's a Narayan Maharaj, but he's got a lot of hair. I don't know, he's got a lot of hair. The Prabhupada said no hair. I don't know if he's a Prabhupada disciple or he's a Narayan Maharaj disciple. I don't know what he is. He's probably Narayan Maharaj. But they can't even cosplay. They can't even shave their head. They can't. The white man syndrome, though, like I was saying, gotta. The white man can always do it. Shalagram Sheila, there you go. The shalagram from Gandaki. Yeah, absolutely, the shalagram. So Yashoda had a bunch of these shalagram Sheilas. And he was just my shalagram, yeah, the shalagram Sheilas, man. I saw those, and I'm like, I know what it is. I looked at it and I go, well, that's a fossil. And then it's like, oh, it comes from this, and it's a Vishnu. I don't know. I don't know. I don't even. I remember looking it up. I remember reading about it, but it was just like, it is so crazy. It is so crazy. So now, because this is a pedophile cult, right? It's a pedophile cult. Pedophile cult. This is a pedophile cult. So there we got to have the little girls. We got to have some little girls in there, and because we're all about the little girls, man. We're all about the gopis. We're all about the little girls. We just, we love our little girls in our pedophile, in the Hare Krishna pedophile cult. So, and if we can dress them up and make them look like, women, because we think they're women. When they turn 12, they become women. So let's dress her up and sexualize her. Let's sexualize this little girl. Why not?
If you have Manukama, then you don't give me that Panikama. Please love, fulfill all desires. If you have Manukama, then you don't give me that Panikama. Please love, fulfill all desires.
Yeah, we don't. What do you mean we're a pedophile cult? Well, how dare you call us a pedophile cult? Just because we sexualize our little girls, we put them and we dress them up, like adult women when they're like 7 years old, and we make videos of them, and we have, with their full makeup. I mean, lipstick and kumkum and the full thing. I mean, because so what? So what that we do this with our little girls? So what that we have, our gurus run off with little girls and we want to marry them off at 12 years old, Well, how dare you call us a pedophile cult? How dare you? How dare you call us a pedophile cult? Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Wait. Did I call you a pedophile cult? I'm sorry. Let's see.
Symbolizes of chanting, dancing, and feasting. So let us chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
So yeah, so there, there's some Hare Krishna somewhere going, she's about ready to get married. I wonder if I should maybe contact this Ananga Manjari Chala and hit up her parents and see if maybe I can work out a marriage with this. She's devotional. She's almost at that age, that golden age, around 11, 12. That's what they like. Right? That's what Prabhupada says. That's what Prabhupada says. That's what Prabhupada says, God damn it. This is what Prabhupada is saying. He says it right here. There is no objection. 19 years old boy, 12 years old girl. It is a very good combination. Well, a little Ananga you hear. A little Ananga. A little Ananga is Little Nanga's almost ready.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Little Ananga's almost ready. She's almost ready to get married there. Some grown man watching this video going, yeah, 12 years old. Hey, Jaya Ganapati. Great to see you, man. I'm glad you're here. I'm so glad. Hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Absolutely. Babysitting a fossil as a divinity. I know. That's babysitting and feeding it, and if feeding it like you're a 9-year-old at a tea party. Okay, here, feed. I want to feed you. Here's some food. Okay, did you eat your thing? Oh, but yeah, here's some good rice. You know, giving some good rice to your Shalagram Sheila. Yeah, but it's just it is insanity. It is insanity. It's so yeah, great that you're here, man. I'm great to see you here. Um, so yeah, so the little girls are not safe in this cult, and here they are, right? Just advertising them right there on the YouTube. We got the little girls, man. We got them. And here, let's see. Um,
kind and fatherly of Srila Prabhupada, the way he treated the whole situation. Later, I heard a tape of a conversation Srila Prabhupada had with another sannyasi who had left and married a woman. And then after some time, he came back, and Prabhupada accepted this lady and initiated her. She did some wonderful service. I remember the conversation. The sannyasi was saying to Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya rejected one of his followers for just looking at a woman lustfully, and yet I have given up sannyas and I have gotten married. So does that mean that you reject me? And Srila Prabhupada said, Lord Chaitanya is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, so he can reject like that. But I am only his humble servant, and you are all helping me, so I can never reject you. It was so kind. Kind.
What bullshit. Again with the gaslighting. Hey, Monkey Boy, great. I'm glad you were here. I'm glad you stopped by. Please hit the like, share, and subscribe button, please, man. But yeah, we'll see you next time. It's such bullshit with Prabhupada and Chota Haridas. Yeah, Chota Haridas, he got banished for some good rice. Lord Chaitanya told him, get out of here, because he begged some good rice from Madhavi Devi. Okay, yeah, he did do that. And Prabhupada is saying, well, he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He can do that. I can't do that because I'm just Prabhupada. Yeah, no, you can't do it because you know that this guy is going to bring you money. You know that this guy is going to bring in some money, and Chota Haridas, he was just bringing in good rice. He didn't, good rice, you get good rice anywhere. Good rice is no big deal. But you bringing in hundreds of thousands of dollars or however much, you're a sannyasi and you're out there bringing in money, selling my books, preaching and bringing in people, bringing in money. Sure, you can come back. You want to come back and sell more books? Sure, come back and sell more books. Well, because he got married? That was a big deal because he got married? Because he got married? I've been marrying people all the time. This is a bunch of bullshit. You're talking about how Prabhupada was so kindly and fatherly and he treated the whole... Fucking, what are you talking about? Prabhupada didn't give a fuck about someone getting married. He let them get married all the time. Prabhupada's just a big piece of shit. With the good rice. I know. With the good rice, man. You can't beg rice from old lady Madhavi. You just can't do it. No. The rice is too good. The rice was just too good. If there's one thing you learn is you don't want your rice to be too good. What do we got here? Oh, some more of these friggin' pedophiles. Some more of these goddamn pedophiles. And here they are. Celebrate again with their birthdays. Again celebrating their goddamn birthdays. Like, just so fucking important. These fucking molesters. Like, I think you got 3 molesters right there. Well, I think this guy's a molester. I assume they all are. Look, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again, God damn it. If you're protecting these guys and you're partying around with them and your philosophy is, I can't say anything bad about them because Krishna, then you know what? I just assume that you're one of them too. What do you want me? What do you want me to think? What do you want us to think? What the fuck you want us to think? This guy's scamming people swimming in the river. This guy, he's just scamming. I don't know what the fuck his story is. This looks like the fucking pedophile in the back with the shades, but I can't tell because they all look the goddamn same. Throwing their flowers, doing their bullshit. I don't know. I think there's something wrong with this. Look at these guys. Oh yes, you're so important. You guys are so important. We have to celebrate your birthday. The narcissism. This is fucking mass psychosis, man. I am not joking. I ain't no fucking psychologist, but I can see mass psychosis. I can see mass psychosis, friggin' just insanity. The insanity of these people. Being in a fucking pedophile cult, knowing that it's in your books, knowing it's in your teachings, knowing that your guru was 22 years old, had an 11-year-old wife. That's your pure devotee. That's who you worship every day. Say your prayers to. A guy who's explaining how to have 12-year-old wives for his disciples, a 19-year-old boy, 12-year-old girl. Oh, that's a perfect combination. That's your fucking guru. That's your fucking holy man. You gotta be out of your mind. You gotta be out of your mind. And look at them. Tell me they don't look like they're out of their goddamn minds. Look at them all. They're all nuts. They're all fucking nuts, man. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. You're just so holy. So fucking holy, these guys. Give me a fucking break, man. Give me a goddamn break. The insanity. We're all gonna get together, all these pedophile buddies gonna get together and have a big pedophile birthday party. Tell me that's not fucking insanity. And then here you go. Here's the head pedophile himself, a man who started it all, the big piece of shit himself, the big turdipod.
In Bombay, there is a so-called rascal. He says the chanting of Hare Krishna mantra and chanting of Coca-Cola is the same.
Goddamn right it's the same. You're goddamn right it's the same. Goddamn right it's the same. You know how I know it's you know how I know that it's the same? You know how I know it's the same? Because when I chant Coca-Cola, there's a Coca-Cola bottle dancing on my tongue. And if you can't see it, that's because you don't have the love of Coca-Cola. You got to have the love of Coca-Cola in your heart. You got to be spiritually advanced to see that Coca-Cola bottle dancing on your tongue when you chant Hare Krishna. Fucking bullshit. Get the fuck out of here with your gaslighting bullshit.
He's such a rascal.
Such
He
a
does
rascal.
not know that this is not a vibration of.
You know what I do know? I might be a rascal, but I do know? I know you had an 11-year-old wife when you were 22 years old. You couldn't keep your hands off her. And then you explained to your disciples, hey, when you're trying to learn something, it's just like when I had my 11-year-old wife and I took her hand and I made her cry. And gradually, over time, after I banged her enough times, she stopped crying. This fucking piece of shit. That's who this guy is. This piece
But
of
one
shit.
who has no
He's gonna
sense
sit there and teach us
that
something.
what is the meaning of this chant?
He's gonna teach us what Hare Krishna means. This fucking pedophile
Krishna,
piece
Hare
of
Krishna.
shit.
But they can practically see that we can go on.
Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. Teaching these people how to be pedophiles. Teaching them how to have a 12-year-old wife. 19-year-old and 12-year-old. Oh, yeah, that's a perfect combination. Oh, yeah, Hitler was a gentleman. He was the problem. The Jews are Shylock. They deserve to be killed. And there wasn't no million of them, just a few thousand of them. Fuck this guy. Women have small brains. Black people belong in the jungles. Did this guy ever say anything that wasn't racist, sexist, perverted? Piece of shit this guy is? Did he ever say anything holy? That wasn't fucking about him or about Krishna? Did he ever say anything meaningful? Do anything meaningful? Did he ever open a hospital? Did he ever open anything? No. He built a fucking temple and a house for himself. And a big fucking temple to put his fucking body in. Give a fuck about anyone or anything. A big fucking piece of shit. And fuck you. Fuck you, you Prabhupada fucking pedophile protecting piece of shit. Go fuck off. These people hear the truth about Prabhupada, they see the truth, they read the truth, they hear the truth, and they don't like it. Well, fuck you. I don't give a fuck if you like it. I don't give a fuck. You're all pedophiles and pedophile protectors and you worship this pedophile. You think I give a fuck? White dhoti cosplayer Madhava Das, famous ISKCON Kirtani, old friend of the late Ayendra Das. I remember Ayendra when my first couple times I went to Vrindavan, and he was doing the 24-hour kirtan, and I used to see it, and I was like, wow, that's really pretty cool. That's when I was a devotee, man. I was a devotee, man. When I was a devotee, man, I was into this fucking pedophile cult. I can say it. I was into it. I didn't know it was a pedophile cult. I was into it. I was going to the kirtan every night in Vrindavan. I lived in Vrindavan for 2 months with my daughter. And every night I'd go to that evening kirtan, and it was rip-roaring, and I loved it. I didn't know it was a pedophile cult, but I was loving that kirtan, man. And I get up and I go to Mangal Artik in the morning, too, in Vrindavan, at Prabhupada's Samadhi, every morning. I did parikram. I did parikram in Vrindavan so many goddamn times. So many times. I'd never been to Vrindavan and I didn't do parikram. And there were times when I did parikram like once a week. Visiting all those temples, all that shit. I was one of them. I was one of them. These fucking Christians, they don't realize I was one of them. 20 years in this bullshit. Fucking Pedophile fucking give a fuck about you pedophiles. Whether you like this shit or not, hacking my accounts, doing all kinds of shit. Fuck you. Think I'm gonna stop? Ain't gonna fucking stop. Harvard dumbass Goswami. A Harvard dumbass Goswami.
What would happen? Imagine this. Imagine if, let's say, by some miraculous mercy of Krishna, let's say Prabhupada came back now. Maybe he's just going to be with us like, Jesus came back for a brief time, according to some.
It's always talking about the mercy of Krishna. Mercy of Krishna. Krishna's mercy. Well, Krishna didn't show no mercy to those kids. And if Krishna couldn't show no mercy to the kids in his movement from all you abusing gurus, why should I believe in your fucking bullshit? Honestly. Honestly. You're talking about pure devotees and sampradayas and transcendental this and transcendental that and Krishna's mercy and Lord Chaitanya's mercy and all this shit. You gurus can't keep your hands off these little kids shooting people in the head. Child marriage, all this crap. You want me to believe this bullshit about Krishna's mercy? Give me a fucking break. You gotta think I'm fucking stupid. If you want me to believe that there's a Krishna and he's got mercy, and he's giving it to you, he's giving you mercy, he's somehow being merciful to Harvard dumbass Goswami, paying for your Harvard dumbass education and letting these children fucking suffer. You gotta be out of your fucking mind. You gotta be out of your goddamn mind. That's why I say he's gotta be the dumbest fucker on the planet. Bragging about going to Harvard, bragging about how smart he is. I got a degree in religion. I got a degree in this and that. Yeah, you're still fucking stupid. Talking about Krishna's mercy. You can't see what's staring you in the goddamn face. A fucking pedophile goddamn cult. I didn't have to go to Harvard to see that you're in a goddamn pedophile cult. I don't have to go to Harvard. I didn't have to go to Harvard to fucking be able to figure out what this says. Oh, we got a devotee. He wants to marry his 12-year-old daughter off. I wanted to check with you first. Man, this is fucking disgusting. I don't need no fucking Harvard degree to read and know what is being said in this conversation. This conversation alone, it should just end this goddamn cult. He's 19 years old. He made arrangements with another devotee to marry her daughter. She's only 12. I don't think anyone's ever done this before in our movement, the Vedic system. There is no objection. 19 years old boy and 12 years old girl. Do you want to hear Prabhupada say it?
So they're okay? Oh, good. When we print this book, should we distribute it freely? Should we distribute this book to the masses?
No.
He wasn't changing any of the words. He was just...
Nothing.
Those books they print themselves, the Gurukul.
Listen to it. I'm talking to you. So when...
I don't know about it.
So, they have permission from the Reserve Bank to keep this extension open up to 1 month. I asked...
No corrections anywhere. That makes it very simple. Then he can't do anything. She was living with her parents in Colorado, I think. Light brighter than the sun.
Here we go.
Like a Mr. Professor Frog puffing up and then bursting.
The tide burst.
Where is now?
I don't know.
Oh.
Rascal.
Yes.
You are very intimate with me. I think that we are in for brilliant books. This is that.
Well, that's the conversation. That's the conversation. And you can listen to Prabhupada say it. You can listen to Prabhupada's words. You can hear him say it. I guess this is broken into two parts. So I'm not going to try to find it here right now. But you can actually hear him say this. So while we're able to figure it out and see what's going on and see what's actually being said, we can actually hear Prabhupada say these words. This idiot can't figure it out. He doesn't know what's going on.
Versions of the New Testament. So let's say Prabhupada came back to us, and let's say he asked us to take him on a tour of his Western temples. The temples where he so adamantly declared to the world, to the press, that these devotees are not from India. These are,
So this dumbass Goswami is making a big stink in ISKCON. Hey, where did I get? Hey, N, how you doing? You can call me N. Hey, N, how you doing? Good to see you here. Guilty as well. When I was in it. Slept even with huge Turi and Radha Damodar temple. Yeah, I know. Original Prabhupada temple ahead of his travel to America, and it was considered like a pilgrimage. Yeah. Damn right. This conversation is enough proof to dismantle this freak circus. That's what I say. I'm glad you agree with me, because I think it is. I think this conversation is a fucking eye-opener. It's like, what the hell? Because it just blows all of their bullshit out of the water. And you see them come in here all the time saying, oh, that was probably a long time ago, probably never touched. Bullshit. It's insane. And this guy doesn't know it. This guy can't see it. This guy's talking all the time about, he wants to talk about what people should wear and what did Prabhupada say about what to wear. Did Prabhupada say wear a dhoti? Did Prabhupada say not to wear a dhoti? Did Prabhupada say this? Did Prabhupada say, well, what about the child marriage? Come out and say something about that. Come out and say something about child marriage, dude. Mr. Harvard Goswami, Harvard dumbass Goswami, come out against child marriage. If you want to say Prabhupada was wrong about something, say he was wrong about that. Don't tell me you don't know that Prabhupada had this conversation about child marriage. You guys all want to act like this conversation doesn't exist. And yet you go to Harvard and you're like translating books. You're translating this and translating that. And you know this, and you're an expert in that, and you can tell us what Prabhupada would do if he came back and all this, but you can't figure out child marriage. You can't figure that out. You bald, fat fuck. Oh, you don't want to address child marriage. You don't want to address it, especially not now. Right now, you'd wish it would just go away. Because you don't want anyone to know that you're in a fucking pedophile cult. You're in a goddamn pedophile cult. And we know it.
Western boys and girls adamantly declared that. What if Prabhupada went to his temples and found that the powerful Western communities he had established were gone? That his whole strategy, almost in every major American city.
Why are you such a fat fuck? Why do you want to be guru, but you want to dress up like a guru? You don't want to act like a guru. You just want to scam everybody, get everybody's money. Tell everybody you went to Harvard. You're a fucking scammer. You went to Harvard, you don't know you're in a pedophile cult? You know good and well you're in a pedophile cult. You've just been in it so long, you don't know anything else. You can't do anything else. You're stuck. Because if you admit you're in a pedophile cult now, and you're going to admit you've been scamming people all this time. You're going to admit that you're a scammer. It's all a bunch of bullshit. And then all your fucking worship and all your disciples and all your shit just fades away. You piece of shit, you. Piece of shit. Promoting this pedophile cult. Here's another one. Here's his disciple. His disciple. I'm gonna look like a newscaster. I'm gonna look like an actor. I just got off the set of Good Morning LA. And I'm going to be talking to this guy.
Initiated in 2002 from Brazil.
2001.
2001. And he has a PhD from the University of...
Another one with a PhD. I'm impressed. You got a PhD. You don't know you're in a fucking pedophile cult. You ain't read these fucking books. You ain't read these conversations. You ain't seen Mike's channel. You ain't seen Mike's YouTube channel. You don't know you're in a pedophile. I don't have a PhD, and I know you're in a pedophile cult. You got a PhD. You ain't got the brains to see that you're in a fucking pedophile cult.
Wilfred Laurier in Toronto area in religious studies, and you specifically dealt with the kirtan.
Yes, my topic was kirtan, and I was looking how kirtan comes from India to the Americas, including the US, Canada, Brazil, in different ways. It's not exactly the same.
And so I'll start with the,
his whole study is about kirtan and the different types of kirtan and how they came. Dude, you're in a pedophile cult. How about figuring that out first and figuring out why these children are being molested and why these women are being abused? How about you got a PhD in whatever? How about figuring out why people like Rupa Manjari are just serial abuse victims? And why people like Nara Narayan thrive in this cult? Why so many Hare Krishnas abuse their wives? Why so many wives don't admit to being abused? Why your average Hare Krishna guy covers up for these pedophiles? How come the temple presidents don't do anything? Why don't you figure that out? Why don't you fucking figure that shit out? Sankirtan Prabhu, I know him very well, unfortunately. It's a small world. It's a small world. It's a small world. And people, they want you to think that it's this huge, giant, million-member movement. And it's not. It's not. Just like everything else, they're full of shit about everything. They're full of shit about how many members they have. They're full of shit about how many books they distribute. They're full of shit about Prabhupada being a Vedic scholar. They're full of shit about their gurus. They're full of shit about their parampara. They're full of shit about all of their bullshit. It's bullshit all the way around. And Dagmar, I'm glad to see you here, man. I'm glad to see you here. And I saw your video that you did with Queen of Karma. Hats off to you, man. I gotta know. I'm very impressed with. I'm impressed with what you did. And yeah, hey, she's he is temple president in Gokula in Czech Republic. Yeah, man. So this is another one, and this guy.
The question I always ask is how important is cultural adaptation, and in the field of kirtan, we
see. This is what I believe, you know, and I have no evidence, but this is what I truly believe. I believe that these guys they don't want to dress up like Hare Krishnas, Sri Dayananda, and this guy. They don't want to cosplay. He wants to dress like this and look like like an ordinary guy, because I think they feel like they have a better success scamming money from the public if they're not dressed up like Hare Krishnas. That's it. That's the bottom line, man. There is nothing else motivates these people other than money, free labor and money. And if you can sell more books and bring in more money wearing Western clothes, then they're going to do it. They're going to do it. I knew Neela Madhavadas from Czech. Yeah, you know, I think it's great when you guys know each other and people in here know each other. It really shows the public that watch these videos that there's a theme. And I don't know you guys personally, you guys don't know me personally, but some of you in here, we've all come together in a common, for a common goal, a common reason, and end up knowing each other. He is under the leadership of Bhakti Vikas. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying to you people out there that don't know what's going on. That these guys are all working together. You know, they go to each other's parties, they go to each other's temples, they hang out together. This guy is a child molester, and this guy protects the child molester, and the other one is another child molester, and then this one's protecting that one, but they're all buddies. You don't know who they are. You don't know who they are. How can you trust? How could you trust even if the guru is not molesting children, his buddy is. His buddy is. Bhakti Vikas says, I don't care if these guys are molested. I don't want to be a ghost. I don't want to be a ghost. So I'm not going to say anything bad about these. I'm not even going to bring it up. So you don't even know. He's covering them up. And wait, you don't know who these people are. Why would you take your chances like that? Why would you take your chances like that? I know the guy on the video now too. I forgot his name. He's completely crazy from France. My husband knows him very well. You see, it's a small world. And these people, man, I'm telling you, we know what we're talking about. I know what I'm talking about. We all know what we're talking about. We know what we're talking about. And look at this here. Look at this. I was Hugh Turvey's Bhakti Vikas Swami's secretary. Glad that I left ISKCON over 25 years ago. See, I left 14 years ago. So yeah, so these guys, this is a pedophile cult, man. These guys have no idea. They want to talk about, they want to talk about all of these things like they know stuff, but they don't even know that they're in this goddamn cult. Like, That just blows my mind. I want to vomit just thinking about it. I know, it's disgusting. This whole cult. Let me see, what do we got? What else we're getting towards the end here. We're getting towards the end, everybody. We're getting towards the end. Oh, here's another one. Here's another one. God. Here's another one. This guy is probably one of the most sinister people on the planet. On the fucking planet. I'm not joking. People are talking about Jonestown. Well, this guy is a Jim Jones. He might as well be Jim Jones. Dickie Slavin. Dickie Slavin, everybody. Acting like he's a holy man. He ain't no fucking holy man. He ain't no fucking holy man. Sitting there with his hands together like he's praying to God and this, he's shaving. This is such bullshit. I tell you, man, fucking disgusting pieces of shit. Where is this fucker? Video not even working.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mom.
Thank you so much for everything. Thank you so much. Jai.
Look at that piece of shit. Like, what the fuck has he ever done? I swear to God, what the fuck has he ever fucking done except swindle and scam people? And being involved with New Vrindavan. And being involved with everything that went on in New Vrindavan. You're not the leader of New Vrindavan or one of the leaders of New Vrindavan, and you don't know what's going on there. Fuck. He wants to, this is like a member of the Manson family. I'm a guru now. Fuck you. You're not a guru now. You're a member of the Manson family. You're a Manson family member. That's what you are. Ain't no fucking holy man. Fucking insulting. It's insulting. It's insulting the real fake holy men. You want to be an even faker holy man than the fake holy men that are real fake holy men. You want to just be an out and out fake holy man. Fuck this fucking these people, man. The fuck's he ever done? I've probably done more than him. I feed homeless dogs. I fucking donate to the children's Christmas toys and stuff for kids. I haven't done a whole lot. I'm honest with you. I've done raised some money doing some like 5K runs years ago. Back in Westwood in LA, I did a couple of those things. When I was a kid, I did some bicycle rides for muscular sclerosis or something for McDonald's. I rode around. I raised money for that. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to brag about it. I mean, I haven't really done. I'm saying I haven't really done anything. Those are the things I did. I did more than that fucker. What the fuck's he ever done? Except spend other people's money. That's all he does is spend other people's money. Look at him. Fucking scumbag. Fucking scumbag. Scumbag pedophile. If you're in a pedophile cult, I'm calling you a pedophile. If you're in a pedophile cult, I'm calling you a pedophile. Rocket science gone wrong. And now let's look at this guy. Let's look at this guy. This is the racism, the sexism never ends with these people.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasaya Bhutale
Shut up with
Tasya
that shit.
Chadesha Tarane. To 3 previous videos on the Guru Vaishnavi Diksha arguments. Let's see, Shivaram, Hridayananda Swamis, and
So women want to be gurus. Excuse me. Women want to have gurus so that they can get initiated by women, have a female guru. I don't have to worship some man, some molester, some man who's possibly molesting some little kids, some man who's going to be racist and sexist, and they want a woman. I feel more comfortable surrendering to a female guru, and I can understand. I can understand that. I can understand that. The male gurus are like, wait a minute, no, because if there's female gurus, then why would a woman want to be? Why that you're going to take away you're taking away half of our disciples, because a woman is now going to, if a woman can choose between a man and a woman guru, let's say half the women choose the woman. So now that's half of them that are not choosing the man. They're cutting in on their business. You're cutting in on our business. What woman? If a woman can have a female guru that she feel comfortable with, she understands women's issues, she understands what women go through in this movement. She can be sympathetic to the sexism that the women have to deal with. I feel more comfortable dealing with a woman, having a woman guru than a man guru. Why wouldn't a woman choose another woman? I don't have to worry about a trivigram. I don't have to worry about my guru getting physical with me. I don't have to deal with their sexism, and they're telling me I'm stupid and I have a small brain, and I'm Maya. I don't have to listen to that shit from them. I don't have to listen to them preach to me about how I'm Maya all the time. I can go listen to my guru, my female guru, preach, and she's not going to preach all that shit to me. So you got guys like this are going to sit there and tell you how we can't have female
recently,
gurus.
But this has been an ongoing discussion in ISKCON for, I think they said 25 years. So I'm going to flat out say that this idea of Vaishnavi Diksha is ridiculous. And I'm going to give some Prabhupada feedback on this. First of all, Srila Prabhupada said,
so he's going to explain why Prabhupada was, the sexism is coming from Prabhupada. Prabhupada is the one who calls the shots. So the child marriage is definitely coming from Prabhupada. Everything's coming from Prabhupada. And he's going to explain why we're sexist.
99% of his disciples would get married. And so that immediately tells us the level of Krishna consciousness that we all possess. Even the first sannyasis in ISKCON came from the Grihastha ashram, and Prabhupada did it out of necessity because he wanted to push on the preaching.
So there you go. Sex is bad. You shouldn't get married. It's horrible. Marriage is a horrible thing. All these devotees wanted to get married. The first sannyasi was married. Marriage. That's bad. Sex, bad.
Actually, Prabhupada liked his Grihastha couples very much when they opened up the London Center. He was very impressed with this and was very happy. But he said, no, most of my disciples are going to be Grihasthas. And he said that the woman in the marriage situation, she will gain half the benefit of the husband. Why did Prabhupada say that? because the woman's duty is to serve the family, the children, the home, the husband. That's her nature.
There it is. So there's the sexism right there. It only took it took less than it took 2 minutes, even less than 2 minutes for him to get right to it. Women have a duty to be subservient to their husband. They have to raise the kids. They have to cook the meals. They have to take care of the home. They have to do all those womanly things. That's their duty. And Prabhupada says that's their duty. And that's it. That's it. We can just end the video now. We can just end the video now. We don't need the rest. We don't need the other 13 minutes because the other 13 minutes is basically just
this, right? And she does not have a body that is suited for tapasya.
Running breaks your joints.
Tai Chi guy.
Builds them back.
I can't stand
After
Tai
50,
Chi guy.
you need that. In 1 week, you'll see your energy. In 2 weeks, you'll feel your breath. In 3 weeks, you'll have energy.
Tapasya is where we sacrifice the needs and the pleasures of the body in order to advance spiritually. So it is bekuven or becumbent.
He's getting very worked up over. He's getting very worked up over this idea of women Vaishnavis. He's like, no, and he's starting to rant like me. He just does not like women being in. And he says, and Prabhupada says, women have a duty. They have a body. They can't do austerities. They don't have a body to do austerities, whatever that means. Because Prabhupada says our austerity in this age, we don't have to do tapasya. He says our austerity is chanting the holy name. So women can chant the holy name just as easy as anyone else can. Women can distribute a book just as easy as anyone else can. What is this bullshit about tapasya? Prabhupada says our tapasya is chanting the holy name. He goes, that's what Lord Chaitanya came here for. Chaitanya came so that we don't have to do all these tapasyas. We don't have to do all these, all of this stuff, all of these sacrifices, all of these fire sacrifices, all of these things. We don't have to do all of these things. We can just chant Hare Krishna, and that is our tapasya. But no, now he wants to get into the idea that women can't do tapasya because they don't have the right body. What is he built for? What the fuck is he talking about? I'm sorry. What? He didn't. You didn't hear that.
Upon the man to do spiritually. So it is bekuven or becumbent upon the man to do such thing. He is built for that purpose. The woman is not. Woman is a softer body. She has.
What tapasya? What fucking tapasya is he talking about that men are built for, that women that men do in ISKCON that women can't do? What tapasya is he talking about? What does Swavas do at the LA temple that his wife can't do? What is Swavas built for at the LA temple that his wife can't do? All he does is stand around. He doesn't do shit. This is the biggest bunch of shit. It's so sexist. He's just trying to figure out any reason he can to reinforce this sexism. There's no reason why a woman can't be a guru. There's absolutely no reason a woman can't be a guru.
To take care of the body. From her body, children are born. She has softer body. She has a softer nature.
She can't be a guru because she has a softer body and a softer nature. That's what he's saying. That because she has a softer body, she can't be a guru. What the fuck is he talking about? The fuck is he talking
It's
about?
not meant for tapasya. The kind that man can do, that is literally required.
What is he talking about? What tapasya is literally required by a man in ISKCON to do that a woman can't do? What is it?
To be Krishna conscious.
What is it?
The woman is more in touch with her emotions.
She's too emotional to be a guru. That's what he's saying?
Man is not.
Man is not emotional.
Man can divorce himself from the emotions and become more cerebral.
He's so full of shit.
Which is required. In order to become more dharmic, he has to give up the demands of the body. Woman should not go hungry, should not sacrifice her body like that.
Who in ISKCON is going hungry and sacrificing their body? What is this guy talking about?
Not the same. The woman is meant for a different purpose. The woman's body is meant.
What different purpose in ISKCON do men and women have? What is it that they're doing different? What is it that Bhakti Vikash is doing in his daily routine that a woman can't do? What is Lokanath Swami doing in his daily routine that a woman can't do? What is Jayapataka doing in his daily routine that a woman can't do? What are these guys doing? What are they doing that the women can't do? I mean, I can understand you don't want women out there trying to build a Rath Yatra cart like Ratnabhushana does, single-handedly building a friggin' 3-story Rath Yatra cart. I understand that. That's Ratnabhushana is a special kind of guy. That he can do that. I mean, not everybody is Ratnabhushana and go build three-story Rath Yatra carts, mechanical that move and go up and down and steer and the whole thing. He's quite a guy that he can do that. The fact that he wasted his life doing it for the Hare Krishna, it shows you how stupid he is. But he's pretty smart at building shit like that. He is able to do that. So yeah, I doubt it if there's any women on Watsika that could have built those Rath Yatra carts as well as Ratnabhushana did. But women can do that. I mean, I worked with women that can do that shit, but probably not on Watsika. But not everybody's building a Rath Yatra cart. What the fuck do these Hare Krishna men do? What does Bhakti Vikash do that Jadharani can't do? What do they do? What is Indra Yumna Swami doing that a woman can't do? Walking around with a stick? Walking around with a stick? This guy is so full of shit. This guy is so full of shit. He's like the bigoted, sexist, psychopath, freak, racist, sexist, psychopathic freak. I really love how a man just always talks about women's body like we are not capable of doing that ourselves. Bhakti Vikash has an email thread that all they do is discussing what women can do or cannot do. Yeah, like they're doing anything. Like they're doing anything. They don't do shit. I know because I was in it. These Hare Krishnas don't do shit. And they're talking about, well, women, women are, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I cannot believe I was ever part of this shit. I know. Dagmar, none of us can. Once you get out and you take a class with Mike, you can't believe you're ever part of this crap. Believe me, that's just part of, that's what happens, man. That's what happens. Yet the women in ISKCON were forced to neglect their children and go on the road selling garbage books. Absolutely. Women can do that. Women can neglect their children and go out on Sankirtan and prostitute their bodies for this friggin' cult. But hey, we're not going to let them make money and be gurus and live the good life. That's what they don't want. They don't want women living the good life in ISKCON. That's a man thing. That's for us men to do. Only the men can live the good life. Front position back and back back position front. Prabhupada, the freaking sniffing tobacco, failed chemist, scammer, crook, liar, and bangling, cosplaying crook. Oh man, I know. And he's and brainwashed this guy. Brainwashed this guy into being the racist, sexist, psychopathic freak that he is. They all are. They all believe the same shit. I know. Ask Trivikram, 84-year-old Swami, austerity, tapasya, such tapasya, abusing his 35-year-old female disciple, destroyed her life, basically. Absolutely. You know, talking about tapasya like swimmer pods, swimming in the river, and Indra Yumna going on Guru Palooza. Like, that's tapasya. Like, that's tapasya. Well, actually, Hare Krishna chanting is the tapasya for Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, Sankirtan, Harinam Sankirtan is the tapasya for this age. That's the prescription. More cowbell. That's it. And this guy wants to pretend like that, like we don't know that. Like we don't know. Like we don't know. Like we don't know. Just the same thing where they're saying, you know, oh, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, I got to forgive this guy. Well, you're forgetting that we already know that Chaitanya did not forgive Chota Haridas for the good rice. We already know that. So you telling me that we got to forgive these child molesters because Krishna says so in the Bhagavad Gita is bullshit. Because Chaitanya did not forgive Chota Haridas. And Prabhupada wants to say, well, he can forgive, he can do that, but I can't. Fuck you. You're full of shit. You don't want to lose out on the money coming in. Because you told those two guys that had hair and were asking you to explain how King Ugrasena had 4 billion servants. You were able to send them out. There's the door. You don't like it? Hit the door. So don't tell me that Prabhupada is, oh, I can't kick you out because you bullshit. Prabhupada wanted to kick him out, he'd kick him out. Just like he kicked out those two guys that, oh, you guys have hair. They want to gaslight us. They'll gaslight anybody they can. But they can't gaslight me. I know. They can't gaslight me. I know what Prabhupada says. I know what's in his books. I know what's in the Veda base. I might not have it all memorized. Because you can memorize everything. If you could memorize everything, there'd be no need for a goddamn Veda base. But I know what I've read, and I know what I've seen, and I know what I've heard, and I know what I've heard Prabhupada say. And we're going to finish up with this one. We're going to finish up with it. And this is the same subject, but I have a totally different point of view on this. Here we go. Look at this one.
Hare Krishna, Om Agyana, Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya.
Does she look happy? Is that the face of someone who's been chanting and just in transcendental bliss? You see transcendental bliss? I look happier than she does. Right? I mean, come on, look at that. And Ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Chakshurun militam yena tasmai shri gurave.
Got to say your prayers to the pedophile. Got to say your prayers to the pedophile first before you can do anything. Laughing.
Well, I've received a flurry of questions and messages from students and friends about the video that Shivaram Swami released on the 9th of January, expressing his opinion that women should not initiate. And subsequently, Hridayananda Maharaj responded to that video on the 14th of January. So I thought that two things. One, that I would make one video to respond to some of the questions I received, but primarily I want this video to be a documentation of the history.
So the thing that I get out of this is, oh, my evil twin. The thing that I get out of this video is that she's not happy. Does that look like happiness? Does that look like she's been in this movement for 70 years, 60 years? And in fact, she had an affair. This is the woman that had an affair with Satsvarup or something. And she had an affair with Satsvarup, and you know, she's got her. This whole thing is so fucked up. Does she look happy? She's not happy. There is no happiness in this fucking movie.
It's not found anywhere else in one place, at least not that I'm aware of.
But you know who did look happy? You know who looked happy? Those fuckers celebrating their birthday. You know why they're happy? Because they're making money. They getting money. They're buying each other gifts, sweaters, and cashmere sweaters, and flying around the world, and going on Gurupalooza, and buying a bus, buying buses and driving across the country, flying here, flying there, having a big party in Rishikesh, having a big party in Atlanta, having a birthday party in who knows where in Mayapur, having a birthday party in Juhu Beach. These guys all just go birthday party to birthday party. These gurus look pretty happy. But these women, none of these women look happy. Everyone from the...
So I've gathered the history here.
Everyone from the girl in New Zealand that looked miserable, to the child bride, of course, her life, she looked like she's still suffering. Although, you know, she looked like she had, she was raped and had a child marriage. What can you say? You know, that other lady that's trying to help the children, and she's getting shit from devotees because she wants to help women that have been traumatized, and she didn't look happy at all. She was like, She looks like she's having a nervous breakdown. She's suffering from depression. The other lady says that she's seen satanic rituals and babies. What has she been through? If she hasn't seen that, what has she been through that's making her think she's seeing that? You ask yourself that. If she's making that shit up, what kind of trauma has she been through that's making her make up that shit? All of these women, Rupa Manjari, this one, none of them look happy. They all look miserable. And they all have some miserable story. They all have some miserable story. They want you to think it's this. They want you to think it's all this. That's the only time you're going to see them smiling is where on the camera acting like they're all smiling, acting like they're all happy with Coca-Cola dancing on their tongue. That's the only time. Otherwise, they look like this. All the life and happiness just sucked right out of them. Sucked right out of them. You tell you it looks like someone who's had a happy, blissful, transcendently blissful
and I will
life.
be including links to documents and minutes and
All the anxiety and depression is written on her face. It's written on her. This cult has written its friggin' horrors right on her face.
all kinds of information to share with everyone so that we have access to this. I think it's important that we know the history and
if being in this cult, I don't know. Nobody should have anything to do with this cult. You come out of this cult like you've been through a friggin' ringer. Men and women. Like the guy. Like the astrologer guy. He's all emotional. He got to talk to his therapist and his gurus and his mentors. He's writing letters, discussions with his girlfriend or his wife or whatever. He's got to change his name back. He's got to explain to his audience what's going on in his life. Obviously, Hare Krishna ain't what he thought it was if he's got to change the name back. I mean, that's not just like, oh, I'm changing. That's a whole thing. Like with me, like all of us. One day I'm a Hare Krishna, I got shaved head, I'm wearing a dhoti, and I got all this stuff. The next day, I'm not. Well, what happened? Oh, you want to? You got a couple hours because this is a long fucking story. Free donuts. The golden freaking avatar, the most compassionate and merciful Lord Chaitanya, had a thing against good rice. I know. It doesn't make sense, right? That's why I'm saying, like, when you step out of it and you start reading, because a lot of people, they step out of it and leave. You step out of it and you go back and you start looking at this shit. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this with the good rice? And Ramananda Roy. I know, Coca-Cola dancing on her tongue. Hot lips. The hot lips, man. Crazy with the birds. I know, this cult is for the birds. This cult is for the birds, man. Let me tell you. So I think we're going to cut it. I'm going to cut you all loose now. Ring the bell. So I think I might change the hours of the streaming to this. For me, it's midnight. For me, it's late night. I don't know what it is for the rest of the world. But for me, it's this late night ranting, and I think that might be what we're going to be doing from now on. I don't know. It's really noisy during the day, and although you guys might not hear it, it's really disturbing for me. I'm always looking around because I'm hearing like banging and all that stuff. So the quiet time is at night, and then I'm yelling. I'm yelling at everything. But hey, you got to do what you got to do. But hey, listen, everybody. That's it for today. I hope you really enjoyed this stream because we're going to get everyone to know that this is a pedophile cult. This is a goddamn pedophile cult. And like I said, that's what I'm calling it from now on. It's a pedophile cult. And that's where we're going. That's where we're going with it. So please, everybody, like, share, and subscribe. Man, I got to hit these milestones. And now I know why creators are like, pushing these milestones, because it really helps with the algorithm. Because I'm telling you, after about 48, 72 hours, these videos they die. So whatever I get in the first 2 or 3 days is it, and then it just falls off the face of the earth. So once I know that I hit certain milestones, the algorithm will push these videos out to more people. So hopefully we can do that. I want to thank everybody for joining in. Dagmar, thanks for coming in and checking it out, man. Absolutely. And Jaya Ganapati, thanks. Come back. Please tell a friend, tell somebody, tell a friend. Everybody, fake human, everybody, please. Please like, share, and subscribe. And wherever you are, have a great day, great night, great morning, great afternoon, great evening. Have some great luck. And please stay out of the cult. And here we go with we had a new opening, but we have the same old closing. Unfortunately, we got the same old closing. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot, and have a great day.